You know? But, boy, you got some talented readers in here. That Gleason fella, he can read some poetry.
Joe's been on the scene for a little bit, and you know, that's one of the things that makes me feel real happy. When I first met Joe, that was a few years ago, felt like he comes back on the scene. Now, I've just read something, right? Joe gets up and he reads this fucking great, what presence. I mean, really, put you right there. Now, sometimes you're not sure what the poem was about. That's not as important as the fact that he delivers it so fucking great. I mean, he is class. You know what I love?
What?
That I don't have any competitive shot going at all with anyone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I am happy and proud to be part of a thing where like a guy like Joe who has an audience. He deserves one. It makes me feel, that's my joy. I'll tell you what. My joy is creating an opportunity for someone to communicate to others. If I had my druthers at the a billionaire philanthropist, you know, be finding ways to set up little things all over the fucking world to generate. Because I didn't get out of Roxbury because they made a couple of bucks an hour. I got out of Roxbury because, honey,
your brain worked.
Something made me feel.
What made your brain work?
Can't figure it out.
What did you do different?
I can't figure it out.
Your whole family did it, whatever it was.
In various ways, and to, you know, how far you carry it's another thing. I carry it too far. And what I mean by too far is that I had a decided advantage in certain respects that I didn't utilize. I mean, i.e., you know, college degree, dressing right, thinking right, doing right. I mean, I had tools that I could have used. And
you certainly do. You're a handsome lad.
No, I'm saying the tools. The tools of the basic ability.
Well, you seem to have used them pretty well.
Not to anywhere near advantage.
Well,
I've worked consistently with people who aren't as, shall we say, as either generally intelligent or as resourceful. In other words, working for people who I wouldn't even consider a peer on the level of the work that we're trying to do. Now, that's not to say that I haven't worked for people who are my intellectual or, you know, qualitatively greatest, you know, persons. Definitely I have. But the majority of people are inferior because they don't think about what they do, because they aren't qualified for what they do. No, I think a lot of the people in the world are in this situation. I mean, quite seriously, many people are better qualified than their superiors in a number of jobs.
Well, that's in the structure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you feel this, but that it's based on, I mean, it's kind of codified by the absence of a degree. It's rather infuriating. Next door, I was volunteer director of Hill House. Hill House is the Beacon Hill Community's community center. So I took it from the year I came on. We had a under $14,000 a year's budget, including all expenses. Now I'm talking back 1971. Still, a pretty small budget. In 2 years, it was triple.
The budget was triple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Based on fundraisings, you know,
Things that you did.
Stuff. Well, I took it. I had 20 of my 50 free school classes in there. I ran 2 different film series, doing things like Linda Reicher's Bell, France, The Real Wild Strawberries. I mean, just The Island, The Doll, The Roots, all 3 different countries. Brilliant films that aren't really as well recognized as they might be anyway. Did all this stuff. Marx Brothers, Oceania, Dr. Caligari. Okay. And so you do all these things. Guess what happens at the end? They have a search committee made up, of course, of teachers, brokers, and lawyers.
Yeah.
And they put out a search
for an
advertisement that says, we are looking for blah, 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 and it says a lot of things I did. must have at least master's in blah, 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 blah. Now, I went to one semester of college.
Yeah.
I was disadmitted to even file for the job that I created. They were going to, the first year I took on, it was about, it was a winter festival. They selected me as director, they announced me. And then here it comes the end of May. They said, we're going to have to close for the summer. Don't have enough money. That's, the budget's 14.5. Well, I mean, sorry, it's 13.5. I'm 14. Well, and then they tell me what they got to do. Because I'm the director, right? They select the board meeting when the issue comes up. I am making at that time maybe 100 a week. I don't know if I was making that much. And we're talking to stay open for the whole summer. Something like $1,500. I mean, that's just the extra money, you know what I'm saying? 15 tops. I mean, change. One of the board members present is a Codman, John Codman, real estate. The treasurer sitting in, telling us the sad news about how little money we had, is Mike Rotenberg. He lives on the upper low-digit numbers on Chestnut Street, across the street from Kathy Kane, who has a 5-story townhouse. All I'm saying is,
You guys got the bucks.
and they gotta shut the place down for like
For $1,500.
$1,500. So I say, I'll guarantee the money. I'd like us to stay open. Well, we raised the money. I raised most of it. They never closed since. Dig it? Now, does anyone know it? Does anyone care? But what I'm saying is, you get into a situation where you can puff up and stand up against the folks. Don't give a flying good damn. But when they have a way to get rid of you, cut you too independent, because you're left wing, because you're a faggot, or whatever. I mean, who knows what they think of you?
Because they got a brother somewhere that needs a job, or a cousin, or a...
Okay, so
The
guess
wealth
what they
lays in the
do?
wealth.
I don't even get to apply for the fucking job.
Yeah.
15,000 at that time. I told you what I was making a week. Would
Yeah.
triple my salary.
Oh, yeah. When you triple the income, they can triple the salary.
Wow. If you were at the concert last night, you would be. Let me say
So
this.
to come down the road.
Let me say this. I would prefer not to see them ever again,
Yeah.
because there was
How'd
a
the crowd
basic.
think about it?
No, they first group out. You know, they're very similar. Get on your feet, jump around. Okay, immediately everyone stands up. Then immediately people with too short stand on the chairs, and then everyone stand on the chairs. And they did that for the whole night.
Oh.
And I'm in charge of the house, right?
Yeah. I
We
didn't know
do
you were
it.
doing that.
House manager, yeah. What do you do for the handicapped, which I just worked out a big deal on?
Who can't
fucking
stand
see.
it? Yeah.
So
Put the
I moved
handicapped
the only three thing first. We only had three, all in the front row. You know, spaced out. But I can't do that for every show,
Why not?
because what I'll have to do, I'm gonna move the whole fucking theater back one row.
Just rope off an area for him. Say this is where you're going to be.
No,
And hope
here's my
nobody
deal.
rushes the stage.
Here's my deal. My difficulty. A guy is handicapped himself. Made a letter of complaint last year, and we had this big thing about it.
Where we're going to...
Last year, I was house manager for the first time. It was the first time we had a really thought-out position. What I did, I took the first, there's 5 sections: tan, blue, red, black, leaflet. And I squeezed up an inch per row to the front, probably a little, well, about an inch, which saved me almost the whole row. Which I then stuck some spare seats, and I did this for the first 3 sections. Gave me seating for like over 60 non-physically, handicapped